Too Posh Podcast.
Welcome to our Too Posh Podcast. Thank you for joining us for another episode. I am Gabrielle. I am here with my daughter Marcella.
Hello.
Our co-host Cruz.
Hello.
And Miss Polly.
Hello.
And our amazing Spider.
Hello. Whoa, that was crazy sounding. I need to take a drink of water.
I see someone got me a shot.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I want to start out the show with thanking you guys for following us and listening to us, and I love especially the messages we get about that they think that we're funny and we make them laugh. That's my favorite. And today's show is about if your partner ever says these 11 things, you should break up.
Oh, red flags.
This reminds me of the pre-marriage checklist.
Yes, it's similar to that, but this one is you're already, together in a relationship, and if one of those 11 things, you really
Just
should.
one.
Just one?
Wow.
Oh God.
That's a lot.
We should say
11?
also.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's
things.
a lot.
Should we also say if it's happened? If somebody has said it to us
I've probably
or said it?
9 out of 11.
That you
You're
that
guessing.
I've probably said.
Well, let's find out.
We'll find out. This is a test. Ooh.
So it starts with that every relationship can be discussed and improved. So if you're encountering a few problems with your partner, you definitely want to talk about what's going on before calling it quits. There are, however, a few comments and conversations that can be a sign it's time to break up. And this is especially true if they're toxic and your partner brings them up constantly. So we're going to jump right in because we don't need to talk about all this other stuff. But number one is if they say something extremely rude to another person.
Like anyone.
Like rudeness in general is a huge turnoff, and you should pay close attention to how your partner treats people who serve them, their parents, the elderly, and friends, for an indication about how they might treat you further down the road.
I have been with somebody like that. I have never done that. And I think that it is a big, big turnoff for sure.
True. I agree. I mean, there's always, situations. But for the most part, if you're just like, being like you think they're beneath you or something like that, then I totally agree.
Yeah, the waiter thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Rude to service. It's
the dismissive, because some people aren't blatantly rude. It bothers me when they're even dismissive, like will not look at them.
Yeah, that sucks.
I think that I'm so uncomfortable. I feel like I have to apologize all the time.
No,
for
it's
them.
true because it shows you a glimpse to their true character.
Yeah.
Because
Because if you start sending things back or immediately griping about this or something's not right or this or everything is wrong, I'm like, oh. Or if you're like, if you even like think about snapping your fingers at a server, I will walk out.
Yeah.
I've never
I will
seen
walk
that.
out.
Yeah, but I have sent my food back before.
I have too.
Yeah, that
It has to
doesn't
be
bother
really
me.
bad. I've done it before, but
Actually, after our photo shoot.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
that was
Oh my God, it was horrible.
what
We all.
happened?
Well, it was just a bad restaurant experience.
Yeah.
And so we actually.
We did complain, and I think you have I used to own a
when
restaurant.
it's bad, yes.
And if you, there are certain expectations you should have. And
Yes.
also, like, we went to Oceanair for my birthday, and I thought, they have raised their prices completely crazy. And I don't think we got the service that we should have had. I didn't say anything, but sometimes you also have to put people, say, can you do something? Whatever,
Yeah,
where the
but there's
food
still,
is not good.
you still do
or-
that without being rude about
Yeah,
it.
Of course.
No.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. So I
There's
think
no
you should.
call for rudeness.
No, there's a difference how you approach it, and I think we approached it very
Yes.
nicely. It was really
Well,
bad.
I mean, you still have
dismissive
to
people
get-
are terrible.
Yes. No, that's terrible.
Yes.
But it says that it's a sign of their true character, and that eventually they'll turn that same negativity
Yeah.
towards
Well,
you.
it's like Cruz was saying that they think that person is beneath them.
Yes.
If they think that about anyone, they can think that about you.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's always
Exactly.
nice in the beginning.
At what point will you be that?
Yeah. Ugh. Number 2, they tell you what to think or how to act.
So these are controlling. That's a controlling person. I have been with somebody like that, yes.
It may seem cute at first when a partner cares a lot about what you say or do, but this can easily go too far. If you're reprimanded for your thoughts and opinions, or told what you can or who you can and cannot associate with, these are all huge red flags that you are in an emotionally abusive relationship.
No kidding.
100%. I feel that, you should have a life with your partner. You should have a life with your family. You should have a life with your friends. And they're all individual. And yeah, they can commingle, but you should still have a life outside of you and your partner's relationship.
Yes.
Do you feel like it's controlling for a partner to tell you can or cannot have opposite sex friends?
Yes.
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 There's no trust. That's what that is.
And
that's an insecurity of the other
Yeah.
person, not of you. you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's built on mutual respect, compromise, and open communication. And that doesn't include being bossed around by anyone.
Sometimes though you have to be so careful, and I think it's good, especially for young people to hear, is the way that it's done, because sometimes when we talk about it so blatant, it sounds like these people are like don't so aggressively telling you to not do these things, but you have to be careful because they do it so carefully and manipulative that you don't even realize it's happening until it is.
And these are tactics that manipulative people use.
And I think it goes even deeper because it's maybe not only, or it can be manipulative, but maybe it's something I feel of a sort of insecurity where this person is, scared that they're going to lose this person to somebody else because they're having fun with their friend and, their friend's a bad influence or whatever.
I used to hear that all the time. Your friends are bad influences. Yeah. Like what?
And that's an insecurity of that person.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna do something whether my friend's there or not. It's
exactly.
Not like my friend's gonna, make me do this.
Well, especially I feel like at the age. I mean, I guess if you're younger, it might be different. But the age I am now, I'm like nobody will influence me to do anything.
Yeah.
Like I'm an adult. I'm not gonna do something because somebody else does it.
Yeah.
No, I think when young people they have to be careful who their friends are and not to be influenced and fall into that peer pressure. But that's a totally different conversation.
Yeah, of course.
I think
It's
we
a
were
totally
talking
different
about,
one.
Yeah,
Totally
and it's
different.
A type
Talking
of
about
peer
adults.
pressure when it's your friends and then when it's your partner that's doing something because they're insecure.
Yeah.
Your friends might be doing something. It's not an insecurity. They're just mischievous or they're, they have other issues.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Number 3, they make comments about your appearance.
Drives me crazy. We know this already. I get so angry about that.
Tell us, Stella.
I just don't like it when men start dating you and they liked it before and then suddenly they comment on the way that you dress or your hair or your makeup or whatever because suddenly it's not okay. I'm like, this is who I am. You will never ever tell me how to dress. Not ever.
Get him to do it for you. Like, hey, do my makeup how you want it. Let's see how that goes.
Lord.
Yeah, exactly.
Buy me my outfit.
Yeah.
No,
Buy
because
me
if
a
I
new
let
one.
them dress me, the next thing you know, I'm looking like little Laura Ingalls on House on the Prairie from Target.
I am completely opposite. I'm completely opposite. I'm
want
like,
sexy.
if you're gonna be hanging with me, you need to look hot, sexy, short, tight.
Yeah, but
Like-
Cruz, you strike me as a very supportive partner. Like you hype them up, you want them to look amazing.
I mean, that's how it should be. I feel,
exactly.
It should be, but that's not always
Should.
the case.
Yeah.
I mean, I want my partner to, be the hottest one in the room. I mean, I want to feel like that.
Yeah, of course. Not everybody does that.
No, because once again, I think it's what you said earlier. It's their own insecurities.
It all falls down to insecurities.
I think all of these will.
Now this, I feel like that this is a big one in more than one way because a lot of men, especially, I'm stereotyping in this situation, but that's the only way I can relate to it.
It's a stereotype for a reason.
Yeah. A lot of men want the most beautiful girl. And then if it's a situation where they get married and say the woman is a stay-at-home mom, they all of a sudden freak out how expensive it is to because as a beautiful woman, it's very expensive to do
Yeah.
that.
It's high maintenance.
It's high maintenance and a
It's
lot
not
of
highly
guys.
it's highly maintained.
Yeah,
Yes, exactly.
exactly. I mean,
it costs money to be highly maintained.
Yeah, I love.
Girl,
I always used to love.
You ain't ugly, you just broke.
That's my favorite.
Wait a minute.
It's
Wait a
true,
minute.
though.
I'm broke.
Miss Polly, I'm broke too. Don't worry.
Miss Polly, you're beautiful. That's what that means.
I mean, especially if you want her to stay home and be an at-home mom. I mean, that shit's expensive.
Very
Yes.
expensive.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I feel, an allowance. I think if you're in a stay-home mom, you both agree on an allowance, and then after that, it's
Yeah. Steve Harvey, I love what he said one time. I think you sent it to me. He was talking about how you should always have
Yes.
money for your each other's, right?
Yes, together.
And then you have your separate, and whatever you do with that, that's on
It's
you.
on you.
Whatever you want to do. And then at the end, he says, but the woman should always have more because it's so expensive to maintain it.
It's true.
It
Our
is.
hair, our makeup, our clothes, the nails, everything that you want in that beautiful woman. And I
Costs
know,
money.
it costs money. It's like hard to maintain if you want
Botox
that.
is expensive.
All of it is
To maintain.
expensive. I mean, think
It
about
is.
a mascara
How
is
much-
expensive. A lipstick
Yes.
is expensive. Add it all up.
Guys
Bras,
just spend
underwear.
it
I
on
mean, it's
different
just
things, I
ridiculous.
feel,
Well, just think how much it costs to go to your salon.
Exactly.
I mean, I know, and I feel being in the industry, maybe that's why I'm a little bit more open to
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I'm always like, yes, get done. You want bigger boobs? Yes. Bigger booty? Yes. Bigger lips? Yes. I like my girls fake hair, fake eyes, fake lashes, fake brows, like everything.
Do it. If you can do it, you should. And-
Extra.
Oh, that's why we love you,
Yes.
Cruz.
we need
The
a lot
answer
more
is
men.
yes. What's the question?
We need a lot more men to be like that because it's very hard to be with men who don't understand. And then there is a new sound on TikTok, and it's pretty funny because it's like, oh, guys say they want the natural girl and whatever.
Oh,
And it's like, well, let me go to
yeah.
your search history because
Yes.
that's not natural what you're looking at. So I'm confused.
Yeah, they just
Exactly.
don't know.
Let
They
me
think
what are you
that's
looking at on
natural.
Pornhub?
Or on
None of that's
Pornhub.
real.
Or that.
I'm sure you're not
None of
watching
that's real.
natural
Nothing.
porn stars.
There's nothing natural. about that one.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And I think to each their own. I feel like whether and if you want to be not natural or natural, whatever makes you feel the best. I
Yeah.
feel like in a
Yes.
partner,
Yes.
you should support them no matter what. Like if you want that to feel more confident, then I support that.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah.
it might be.
Yeah, 'cause you're going to be more attracted to that confidence.
Of course. It is
Yeah.
not fun
Because
to
confidence
feel
is always
insecure.
beautiful. Always.
It's the most beautiful thing, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Number 4, they say everything is your fault.
Oh, that's fun.
That's fun.
I mean, that's just, take some responsibility.
Can you
Yeah.
read that a little bit? Because I'm trying to.
It says during an argument, it's typical to blame a partner for things going wrong, especially when things are getting heated. But your partner shouldn't be making every little thing your fault or acting like you're the sole cause for the issues in your relationship. If the anger is always because you did something wrong or you wouldn't fight so much if only you didn't act this way, it's time to move on from this relationship because it is emotionally abusive.
Toxic.
I've heard stories like, why do you make me hit you? Why do you make me
Yes.
do this?
I've heard that
I've heard
too.
stuff like that.
I have heard
That's
that too.
Narcissistic abuse.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's like,
wouldn't
why do you
have
make me
to.
do this? Like, I've heard shit like
Which
that.
is
If you
so
didn't do this,
sad.
I wouldn't have to hit you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And
What?
I think it goes back again. It's deep into like these people that grown up. People that abuse have probably been abused.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
Cycle.
Yeah, it's a cycle. It's all they know. You only know what you've been taught.
Yes.
But then
sad.
sometimes some people are just, they have been raised in a way where they just became selfish. And, I know of several people that grew up a very loving home, but they were given everything. And then they are just angry if they don't get their
They
way.
don't get their way.
So there's that too.
Boiled.
Terrible.
Yeah. I think we know of someone like that.
And I think they need a spanking.
Oh, yeah. They need more than a spanking. Number 5, they threaten you in any way.
Done.
I mean, yeah, the threats.
Mm-hmm.
Like what? We're breaking up if you do that.
A relationship can become so toxic that one partner may start to talk about hurting the other and then brush it off as a joke. Like I was just kidding.
I could hit you right now.
Yes.
What would you do?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Like, I want to punch you so bad right now.
Kill you.
Oh my God. I did watch a murder thing where this guy did threaten that and then he did kill her. Jolie and I watched it last time.
way.
Yes, and he shot the roommate too. It was really sad. It was crazy.
Man.
What?
He did come kill her because they'll threaten it, but then some people are so crazy that they do it.
Yeah, it says even if you're told it's a joke, trust your gut.
Trust
In
your gut.
situations like these, it's important to find a
Run.
way out.
I think ultimatums are horrible too, and I don't know if that goes for that same topic, but
Basically,
If you don't do this, I'm
Yes.
going to leave you.
Yeah.
yeah, because I feel like we're talking about like the way extreme, but then I do feel like there are the little ones. Like if you go out with your friends, like we're done, and it's like,
Yeah.
my gosh, like those threats I
Yeah.
think are terrible. Also,
Well, and those are the ones too. You want to just, okay, good, bye.
And you
Get your
know,
shit
though,
and go.
it's. I think it's easier for us because, like you said, we're adults. We've been in relationships like this probably, and learned from it. So now it's like, okay, been
It's
there,
easier to
done that.
say
It's
than-
easier, exactly. When you're in it,
yes, oh
it's
my God.
so different.
So
it's so
difficult.
different.
And it's so hard until you're on the outside.
Yeah.
I've even been, I'm like, I know this is so hard to see and you have to make your own choices, but
I mean, being in my industry, people
You're a lot.
open
You
up.
they
People
tell you
open
everything.
up,
Yeah.
and I'm there. I'm like, I mean, what the hell, And they're like, I know. And 6 weeks later, the same story, and it's just, they know, and it's hard for some reason. It's an emotional attachment.
Well, but
Yeah.
it is.
It's hard to let go.
Why women stay so long, or even men too,
Mhm.
so long in a relationship that's toxic is there's so many different factors involved. I think I can fix it, or it's not that bad, or it's just that one little thing. Everything else is great. But is it really? Or, single women, they don't want to be single, or they're
Single
afraid they may have
mothers.
kids.
Mhm.
There's so many different things as to why they stay.
We have talked
And
about this
it's
often.
Easier,
Also happens
easier for
in
the stuff.
same-sex relationships very often, which sometimes we don't think about.
Yeah.
We've heard
Yeah.
that before too. Number
Yeah.
6, they direct angry outbursts towards you.
these are just
Oh.
non-emotionally intelligent people.
Yeah.
Like, get your emotions in check. Like, you have
Man.
some deep-seated
Mhm.
issues.
Where are you
Yeah.
getting these questions?
I know.
from?
So I this is an important one that I just asked. This is within this question, but I want to know from you guys. Like, I am huge on like name calling is absolutely not acceptable.
Not
I could
acceptable.
never. I've said this so many times on this show, and I don't care often I repeat it. I could never, if someone called me a name, I could never forget that. Like, that would always be in the back of my head, and I would never look at that person the same. How do you guys feel?
Well, I think it shows
Ditto.
that they don't respect you
I was
in
just
some
gonna say
way.
that. Yep.
And you can control that. I've talked to my mom about emotionally intelligent or working on emotional intelligence and handling your own issues in general, or the way you react to things happening in your life, because we're responsible for that. So I feel like when people do that, because obviously I think it's saying that something happened in their day and then they aren't angry towards you because of their own shit. And I cannot even imagine the disrespect if they come in the house like from their bad day,
Yeah,
like
you're
calling
just
you a
stepping
bitch.
stone. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
No.
Or even in the heat of an argument,
Mm-mm.
do
mean-
not bring those kinds of words and name calling into it.
Yeah, no insulting your character
because
either.
then it's in your head at all times.
Yeah.
And if you've gotten to that point already, there's already like so much stuff before that's
Yes.
happened. You
Yeah.
know.
I think that's I'm assuming it's like the hitting below the belt fighting, which I never, ever, ever,
Yeah.
ever do. I feel
And-
like there's ways to get your point across without that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No insulting your character, no name calling. Like, you just shouldn't do it. And I know so many people suffer from through that because
Yeah.
And
one of
doesn't
their
solve
partners.
anything.
No, I mean they call them the worst names,
Because,
the
well,
worst names.
yeah.
Well,
I
I
don't
think
even know.
See you next Tuesday.
that one.
Yeah, that one.
Unless they
one.
have a degradation kink, and then, hey, well, then where
Oh
you go?
God, why? I
That's
don't
different.
understand that.
It's and then it's so easy that when the fight is over, they bring you flowers and they bring you presents and say they didn't mean it. But
It's aftercare.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so big on that. Number 7, they say they don't want kids or they don't want any more kids.
I don't want kids.
I'm screwed.
I'm good with that.